Planet X TV.
Hi, I'm CJ Machado, photojournalist and veteran advocate, and I'm here to welcome you to Planet X. So honored to be on your program. Thank you.
Only here on Planet X.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
The first aircraft that is going to lead the very front in the early hours of tomorrow morning is turning onto the end of the tarmac to make its takeoff. A graceful machine, and its wingtip light shining red and green over the heads of the dark, small figures of people on the aerodrome watching it take off. Taking off from here loaded with parachutists, and taking with it perhaps the hopes, the fears and the prayers of millions of people in this country who sleep tonight not knowing that this mighty operation is taking place. There she goes now, the first aircraft leading the attack on Europe.
For the first time since this BBC broadcast aired on the radio 70 years ago, a group of DC-3 and C-47 Dakotas carrying paratroopers fly the skies over Normandy, taking part in the 70th anniversary of D-Day. Known as DAX over Normandy, this display of aircraft and jumpers was developed by one of the lead organizers, Peter Brahm, an avid history buff and a paratrooper with more than 6,000 jumps.
The logic step, of course, is being a para and being interested in history is match those two things together with a love for aviation. The Allied forces had one workhorse, and that's the plane you see all around us.
The round canopy parachuting team has been jumping out of those workhorses throughout the week. Since their start in 2009, this mix of active duty military, retired veterans, and skydiving enthusiasts from 18 different nations honored the Allied soldiers who fought and died to restore Europe's freedom.
Being able to do the actual sights in the actual airplane with period equipment, it's something that I never really thought I'd ever be able to do. It's indescribable. I get goosebumps right now talking about it.
This team's flight is on a C-47 that flew during the D-Day invasion and still has over 36 patched up bullet holes to serve as a reminder. Throughout Europe, about 15 of these Dakotas are still flying.
There were 16,000 very, very young boys from all walks of life, from all over the globe, that jumped into a deep, dark and unknown night, sacrificed a lot. We think that should never be forgotten. We do this thing in honor of them.
Tech Sergeant Bert Trainer, Normandy, France.
Hi, I'm CJ Machado, veteran advocate and photojournalist, and I'm here today at the Miramar Air Show next to D-Day Doll, iconic during World War II. I was asked to help document Normandy Jump 2019. And so what I did is I collaborated with Speed and Angels Productions. Awesome team. And in order to document one of the largest living history events of our lifetime, which is happening next year in June in Normandy, I was asked to to attend jump school with the World War II Airborne Demonstration Team, 101st, out in Frederick, Oklahoma. So that's going to be an adventure for someone who's never jumped before, but what an honor for me to participate in that and document. So I'm asking for your help. I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind supporting this great event. And you can find out information at www.normandyjump2019.
Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day have set upon a mighty endeavor a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. They will need thy blessings. Their road will be long and hard. For the enemy is strong. He may hurl back our forces. Success may not come with rushing speed, but we shall return again and again. And we know that by thy grace and by the righteousness of our cause, our sons will triumph. They will be sore tried by night and by day, without rest, until the victory is won. The darkness will be rent by noise and flame. Men's souls will be shaken with the violences of war.
We'll be right back after this break. Thank you for watching.
Planet X TV.
Hey, I'm Steve Rose. I'm the pilot in command of the D-Day Doll. It's a C-53 from the Commander of Air Force. One of the cool things we get to do is actually still drop paratroopers out of this airplane. We have a team called the Airborne Demonstration Team, World War II, and they're jump school qualified in Frederick, Oklahoma. We have a good reputation with them at certain air shows like Camarillo and Chino. We were able to drop paratroopers in the show. It's kind of a real showstopper for us. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, and they're going to be going to France with us next year for the anniversary of D-Day, the 75th anniversary. So that's pretty exciting stuff. You're watching us at Planet X TV.
I need you, baby. Need you to hear me say hello. You don't know that I need you here now. Here with me now, don't you know? You don't know that I don't want to leave you.
We'll be right back with more Planet X right after this.
Planet X TV.
I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. My father was a World War II pilot. He flew the 820 Havoc over in Europe. He flew out of France, or out of England, and then out of France. And he's a winner of Distinguished Flying Cross, the Air Medal. And my father was from Minnesota, but because of the cold weather, they moved out to Phoenix. And when I was about 10 years old, he took me to Luke Air Force Base along with my brothers and sisters, and we watched an air show. And I knew my father was a pilot, so I asked him, I go, how can I be a pilot someday, Father? And he said, stay out of trouble, get a good education, and be a service to your community. So I became a Boy Scout and Eagle Scout, went to school at a Catholic high school, then Arizona State University, and joined the Marine Corps to be a Marine Corps fighter pilot. As a fighter pilot, you live on the edge. It's kind of like a race car driver. Probably if I wasn't a fighter pilot, I'd be a Formula One driver or a NASCAR driver, because you have the need for speed. And I actually wrote a book called The 9 Lives of a Fighter Pilot. I wrote it about 4 years ago, chronicling or talking about my life as a fighter pilot and how I came near death 8 times. The most significant thing I remember is I was getting ready to land, I was in Japan. In my airplane, there was an internal electrical fire. The whole cockpit caught on fire, black smoke. I had to release all the vents to get the smoke out. I lost all electrical power in the airplane, and basically all I had was a couple instruments, the airspeed indicator, and I was able to land. But I came very close to death at that time. Another time I was taxiing out and the airplane caught on fire again and exploded the whole airplane. But I got out of the airplane just in time. I had about 2 seconds to live before it blew up. And there's a few other instances. One other time was I was in a dogfight with another Marine Corps aircraft, and I was pulling a lot of G's. I blacked out and woke up heading straight down, and I was able to come to enough to pull the airplane out and recover it. So flying jet fighters, especially off of aircraft carriers, and that's what I did mostly. I flew off the aircraft carrier USS Midway. I flew off the Abraham Lincoln, the Enterprise, and a couple other of the major carriers. And that's pretty scary, especially at night, trying to land on board of a carrier, trying to position yourself behind the ship to have a good landing. And not toward the end, but I really got good at this. In fact, my last carrier cruise was on the Abraham Lincoln as a fighter squadron commander flying F-18 Hornets. And of the 112 pilots, every time you land, you get graded, and I was graded the top pilot of all the pilots. So that was a pretty unique experience for me. See, my father, he won the Distinguished Flying Cross. He won the Air Medal. I flew in Operation Desert Storm, Operation Southern Watch, and Operation Restore Hope, and I earned the Air Medal. My son is an F-18 aviator, and he has earned the Air Medal over in Iraq. So it's pretty cool that 3 generations of RAFs have all earned the same Air Medal. And the most kind of a rewarding for me is I took my son up in an F-18 in my back seat, and we flew together. We had a great time. This was before he became an aviator, and obviously after that flight, this is what he wanted to do for his lifetime. I would say to our young kids out there that are thinking about the military, where else could you start a job at age 18? You can see the world. You get 30 days paid vacation a year. You get medical, you get dental, you get all the benefits of flying free around the world on military aircraft. It's an amazing, if you want to get out of your hometown for a while, get away from your buddies and friends, the military is a great way to go.
We'll be right back after this break. Thank you for watching.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
If you wish to appear on Planet X TV or to get more information, please email us at info@planetx.tv.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you for being with us today on Planet X. I hope you enjoyed the show.
I remember July, the sun hitting your eyes for the first time. Through the Wayfarer glass, by happenstance, we were polarized. As the waves crash down like our bodies on the sand, and time swept us away. It was never my intention to get you wrapped up in a hot Sunday chase. When you made me crazy, we were not afraid. Just star-crossed runways, no looking back now. Lost in the charade on a summer Sunday. Like yesterday, we fell so hard that stars formed in our name. We were too young to care, truth or dare. Sooner or later, it came to an end. As the waves crashed down like our bodies on the sand, and time swept us away. It was never my intention to get you wrapped up in a hot Sunday chase. When you made me crazy, we were not afraid. Just star-crossed runways, no looking back now. Lost in the charade on a summer Sunday. I remember July, the sun hitting your eyes for the first time. It was never my intention to get you wrapped up in a hot Sunday chase. When you made me crazy, we were not afraid. Just star-crossed runways.
brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
This Planet X episode is brought to you by Squat Master. It does a booty good.